Hi, welcome to Strategic Management and using an analogy of Google Maps to understand this very important business process. My name is Shoma Jurgensen and I am happy to walk you through this example. So let's talk about what components of this class, course, or video will add to your knowledge of strategic management. First, I want to use some very concrete examples, specifically the analogy of understanding the strategic management process in relation to Google Maps. Secondly, I want to talk about a new approach, particularly the new business environment that makes this process so important. And third, the purpose of strategic management, which is honing the competitive advantage of your business. So let's look at strategic management itself. The first question under strategic management is, why do we do it? Why do we study it? And it is important to have a very deliberate structure that forces your organization, whether you're a solopreneur or you're a corporation, to examine all of the important issues and determine the most appropriate actions or strategic decisions to help you meet your mission or vision. So strategy is, in this case, that actual goal-directed decision and action where you take your capabilities, match them with your resources, and align them with the opportunities and threats in your environment. So you'll not only have strengths to align against opportunities and threats, but you do need to be clear about the challenges that you face within your business and how those also line up with opportunities and threats in your environment. And finally, strategic management isn't all about the planning process. There is a leadership element to strategic management, and that is to have a mindset of constant learning. So you're anticipating the environment in which your business functions. You're envisioning what you want your business to stand for and how you will convince customers and other stakeholders to come along with you in this journey. Strategic leaders are also very flexible. They work with others to initiate change, because even if your business has been successful doing the same thing, that attitude that don't fix what isn't broken or ain't broken doesn't work in the business environment, because even if your process isn't broken, the environment around you will change. If you do not change with it, you will be left behind. So strategic leadership is committed to bettering the organization for the future. We'll get to Google Maps here in a moment. But strategic management, for a definition, is the process of analyzing your current situation, developing appropriate strategies, those are your decisions and actions, putting those strategies into action, so implementing or executing with excellence those strategies, evaluating the actions that you took and modifying those strategies as needed, not just if it didn't work for your company, but if the environment around you has changed in the time that you've made your plans, in order to meet a goal. And we will talk about in a future video the kinds of goals that create the vision that strategic managers are concerned about. So here's Google Maps, all right? If we think about it again and go back to that definition, the first element is to understand your current situation. If you look at Google Maps, what's one of the first things that you enter as you figure out where you're going to go? You enter your current location. Now, you cannot plan without having an end goal in mind. Now, for some reason, arbitrarily, I thought of Salt Lake City at the time I was making this slide. And so my destination or goal is to arrive in Salt Lake City. Once I plug in where I am currently, I'm here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and where I want to go, Salt Lake City, I can get directions. Okay, in Google Maps, it's a quick click of the button, but this is where your work comes in strategic planning and management. Do I take the route that takes me through toll roads? Do I take the country roads for a more beautiful ride? Do I take all the highways to get somewhere faster? How am I standing out on that ride? Which one will I choose? And if you take the wrong turn, what does Google Maps do? It redirects you, right? So that's when you're looking, you're evaluating, you're applying your control measures, and as necessary, you are doing contingency planning. Now, I really love this analogy because before Google Maps, I got lost all the time. Businesses get lost all the time. Your strategic management process is the way in which you stay on course, all right? And there's a purpose to these strategies. There's a purpose to the directions that you take. If you recall, I was talking about, a scenic route or a quick route or a toll route. So what are the purposes of your strategies? One, you want to develop core competence. That means the stuff you're good at. Am I using informal language? Yes. But you don't have to use all the most trendy vocabulary, but it's important to know what it is. So your core competences, that which your company does better than other companies. But it's not enough just to have it. It has to create some kind of synergy. Your company has to pull together around these core competencies to be better together than in separate pieces. If you can break your company up and sell it off and it does the same thing, no impact, your strategy has not created synergy. And finally, you're creating value. For whom you may ask, the CEO, the board of directors, the stakeholders, the stockholders, the stakeholders, your employees, your community, your investors, your owners, your suppliers, your vendors. How are your strategies creating value for the people that have a stake in your business? Those are the questions. So this is a question that I pose. What approach to strategic management will add value to my company? That's what strategic managers ask. And so if we use this analogy of Google Maps to grow the business, assuming that is one of your objectives, the strategic management process is your Google Map. So here is your reason for the travel, right? You evaluate your current mission, your goals, and your values, or in other words, your vision. And then you have a grand strategy. You have a goal, somewhere where you want to be in the future. Okay, that's your destination. But before you can map yourself there, you of course have to understand where you are right now. So what capabilities do you have? What do your opportunities and threats look like? What are your strengths and weaknesses? And based on that, what route or grand strategies will you take to bridge the gap between your current location and your ideal destination? Once you've decided that, you clean your windshield, you buy your snacks, you determine which roads you're going to take. Are you going to stop at the Caribou on the way? So this is you're allocating your resources, all right? Are you looking at your strategy from a corporate, a business, or a functional perspective? And then you drive. Okay, you get in the car and you start implementing your strategy. Are you going to make changes in structure, in human resources, in information or control systems? If so, what ones? And if you take the wrong turn, so it's important to keep monitoring that you're staying on that blue line for Google Maps. If you take the wrong turn, what caused it? How will you redirect yourself to success? So strategic management, as you can see here, is far more than planning. Strategic management involves understanding why your business exists, what it will do to thrive, that's your Google Map, and how it's led to realize your vision. Thank you for listening to this video, and I hope you enjoy the others in this series.